What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here again for Monday Night Raw and Smackdown Live reviews, but we are going to start with Monday Night Raw, of course. It is for Monday Night Raw from this past Monday, and Smackdown Live, of course, which, of course, I wasn't able to see live. I was a little busy with E3. We had PlayStation conference and everything at that time, and I was covering it on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thefrost08, and, of course, Tuesday, after everything that was going on, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I wanted to try and unwind and all that stuff, so I was not able to actually sit here and watch SmackDown and Raw. But I did watch them this morning, and I gotta say, Monday Night Raw was just another pile of shit, while SmackDown Live was a little bit of a downer with the starting of that show and the main event, but we'll get to SmackDown Live later on. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw started off with everyone from Raw in the Money in the Bank ladder matches, both matches on ladders. In the ring for whatever reason. They're just sitting there looking awkward, looking like, why am I here? Smiling, waving to the crowd, looking all happy. Out comes Kurt Angle, makes his way to the stage for his opening statement, says this Sunday is the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, calls this the most grueling match in WWE history. So you leave out Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber, which I'm pretty sure are more grueling than 3 Money in the Bank ladder matches in one night. States the obvious, saying that both these briefcases need to be coming to Monday Night Raw. You guys got to go out there and win both of them. Out comes Constable Corbin, who is bald, by the way, and he says pretty much they both better come to Monday Night Raw, because if they don't, you will pay to Stephanie McMahon. Why? I don't know. Let's see what. Oh, that's right. Then we had Alexa Bliss, Little Miss Bliss here, pretty much say, I'll win it. Don't worry. Even if I have an injury, even though my injury last week hurts still, I'm going to win. And then Sasha Banks is like, oh wait, no, what's injured? She's like, my shoulder. Oh my goodness. You can't remember what your injury is, even though you're holding your thigh or your leg where you were supposedly injured. Really? Is that they really had to scripted her to say my shoulder, making Alexa Bliss look even more like an idiot? And then it just comes going back and forth like, I'm gonna win. Did we really need the ladders? You could have had all 8 participants in the ring, and you didn't need the ladders. You didn't need the ladders at all. Then of course we had Moon versus Bliss versus Banks versus Natalya. Why was Moon, Banks, and Natty still in the ring, but Alexa Bliss went back up to gorilla position with everybody else? We already saw you in the ring. There was no reason for you to have an entrance. I'll have to say it now because I'll probably say it again later. These pictures have got to stop. You advertise the Money in the Bank pay-per-view all the time. We see commercials for it all the time. Every time there's a match, you always have your commentator say, Money in the Bank, Money in the Bank, Money in the Bank. But why are we having these matches, like these Money in the Bank advertisements, in matches, during matches? They did at least every time there was a match that had to do with Money in the Bank. And or other times. And it's just like, let the competitors wrestle. Don't do it during your matches. It's ridiculous. We got Natalya winning this with a sharpshooter in a match that, it was what it was. It was a fatal 4-way. It bears no meaning for the match we're going to have at Money in the Bank for the women. It just has no bearing. In the back, Owens tries to butter up Finn Balor with a bowl of olives for whatever reason. It's not, instead of extending the olive branch, extending the olive bowl, which, okay. So he wants all 3 of them pretty much to team up on Braun Strowman to take him out for this match, which is a fatal 4-way, which means nothing in the end. Nothing. Why don't you just be like, well, the bell rings, get out of the ring, head out and run away, and get in your car and leave? Leave those two to Braun Strowman. So you could be at Money in the Bank 100% while Braun Strowman beats the hell out of the other two. Breezango versus Ziggler and McIntyre. Breezango and McIntyre, and Breezango gets destroyed by Ziggler and McIntyre, who then grab the mics and later on, after the match and say, last week was just a fluke for that battle royale, and deal with it. But here's your proof. If you think this is nothing but a joke. Some of you had this to question this alliance. This is just hype. So every tag team in the bag. The show starts and ends with us. This is your future. We're not just here to take over. We're here to save this division by taking everybody out, which I'm fine with because the tag team division is trash. It has been trash, and it will always be trash. In the back, Roman Reigns is asked about Jinder Mahal. Asked if, are you surprised Jinder Mahal made this challenge for the night? And he's like, no. Jinder is an idiot. I don't listen to the things he says. The facts are that I'm not in Money in the Bank because of Jinder. I can't get the chance to get that Money in the Bank briefcase. I can't get a chance. I can't cash it in, and I can't take back what I think is mine, the Universal Championship. He is what? So what comes tonight? He's earned his receipt, paid in full. Did y'all think we were getting Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal? Do you think they were going to take a pay-per-view match off the pay-per-view card and put it on Monday Night Raw when it comes to Roman Reigns? No. And Jinder Mahal comes out, says a bunch of shit that doesn't even matter. Roman Reigns come out, he gloats about costing Roman the Money in the Bank. Jinder jokes about, you thought you were getting me tonight? You're a fool. You're a fool. You're going to get Sunil Singh. He pumps up Sunil Singh after the bell rings. He gets hit off the apron. Jinder Mahal, like Roman Reigns, Superman punch and then spears. Sunil Singh beats in about 2 minutes. What a waste of time. Honestly, what a waste of time. Gets hit with the Colossus after the match. So Jinder Mahal looks strong going in the Money in the Bank where he will get his ass beat. And the crowd will boo, the crowd will jeer, the crowd will probably chant CM Punk, beat the traffic. Especially if this thing is the main event, I want everybody in Chicago to get up, turn around, and leave. B-Team versus Rhino and Slater. Who gives a shit? It's Rhino and Slater, the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions who have done absolutely nothing since they lost the titles to the Wyatt family back in the end of 2016, I believe it was. Post-match, the leader of Worlds appear on the Titantron to laugh and give them a standing Woken O. Which, if anybody's wanting to watch a really great 24, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be because all 24 specials have been great, the Hardy's Woken will be on Sunday, which after Money in the Bank, which will be great, in my opinion, which I'll probably watch it Monday because I'll be on here reviewing Money in the Bank right after it goes off the air. They do appear in the arena. Matt calls them obsolete mules, arrogant ants, says he will eat them and delete them. Okay, I don't want to hear that again. So, yes, and the B team are in the ring just looking like perplexed. Like, what are we doing? Elias is out next for his concert, says he will become the Intercontinental Champion, sings a song, and makes fun of Rollins. He actually calls Rollins a tool, which I thought was kind of funny. Brings out and then goes over and he's like, you know what, I usually don't do this, but I'm going to have to do this now. Goes over to the corner and grabs a nice custom painted guitar he said he got from John Mayer. I don't buy that. It has the Intercontinental title sprayed on it in full detail, by the way, which was really nice. It looked really nice. Has his name in 2 different colors. Out comes Seth Rollins, makes his way to the ring. Elias tries to attack him, but he ends up shooting Elias over the top rope. And instead of Elias going and grabbing his guitar immediately, he just backs away. Seth Rollins calls him a coward. Why don't you get down here and let's finish this now, you coward? Seth he says, you know, you have all the abilities. You can sing. You can play the guitar. You have your guitars. He looks over and sees the custom guitar that he said was from John Mayer, which I don't buy again. Seth grabs the guitar, says it's nice, says, hey, why don't we have a charity auction? And everybody in the crowd, everyone in the crowd, says they wants to have the guitar. He lays the guitar down, looks to stomp on it, and the crowd wants him to stomp on it. They do. You just hear them starting chanting yes. Crowd starts chanting, burn it down. Curb stomp by Seth Rollins to the guitar, destroying it. Trying to, I guess, boil Elias's blood for next for Sunday. Kara is now trying to form an alliance with Bobby Roode, mentioning the match from last week against Strowman, where Strowman destroyed a ladder. So we'll have more on them later, I guess. Bayley versus Ruby Riott before Roby came out. This was just stupidity. You have them out back in the back, like, we were three women did not have a chance in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so we're just going to destroy everything. Look up the word riot, because what they did is not a riot. Period. They're a riot squad, and they're here to cause a riot. I'm still waiting. It's been almost a year. It's been like 7 or 8 months. I'm still waiting for this riot you're causing. Post-match, Logan and Morgan grabbed Bayley. Ruby Riott won the match. Post-match, Logan and Morgan grabbed Bayley, and Ruby Riott has some black lipstick. Must be the black lipstick she uses herself. And just does like a streak of black on Bayley's head, neck, and then there's a big, huge black R on the belly, on the stomach of Bayley. And I'm like, why? Then Michael Cole's like, Riot Squad leaving their calling card. Is that what they're going to do now? We're going to see people laid out with a big black R on them and makeup? Or an R in them and makeup? Like, seriously? That's lame. Absolutely lame. This is not the NWO back in the 90s where you saw them like with a yellow, like painting a yellow streak on the back of Macho Man's back, or when they knock somebody out, they put the letters NWO on them. That's not the same. This is not the same thing. That was badass. That was cool. This was just stupid. Then they shoot back to the backstage, and Ronda Rousey just sitting there with her jacket half off. And she's just waiting, and it's like she's waiting for a cue, and then she just tosses it back up. It's just, why? Then Natty, of course, she's looking, like Ronda Rousey's looking in this direction of when Natalya comes in to frame. Natty just sits there and tries to warn her, is like, don't fall for Nia Jax's trick. She's going to try and hurt you. She's going to try and, like, make a fool of you. Don't do it. It's going, like, just do, like, be cautious. Thanks for looking out, and that was the end of that. Just kind of weird how they did that. They had Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey face-to-face. Nia Jax, like, she did all of her accomplishments in the UFC and Strikeforce. She hasn't done anything here yet. She may have won one match, even though Ronda Rousey has wrestled on house shows in Europe and all these other places. She'll be in Madison Square Garden later this month or next month. She says headbutts are allowed in the WWE, but they're not allowed in the UFC. Slaps are allowed in WWE, not the UFC. Hair pulling, which is technically not, because the ref, unless it's a no DQ match, hair pulling is not a thing that should be that's really actually allowed. They actually count you down to 5. If you don't release it by then you're out. They bicker a little bit more back and forth, and then they look to get physical. Nia Jax headbutts Ronda Rousey, goes to pull her up by her hair, but Ronda Rousey flips her around and gets her into the armbar and makes her tap out eventually. Then, for whatever reason, the bell rings. This isn't a match. Why are you ringing the bell? And again, also, why are you ringing the bell after Nia Jax taps out, and then Ronda Rousey lets go and Nia Jax rolls out of the ring? Were you supposed to ring the bell when Nia Jax made her tap out, which would still make no sense? Can someone explain that to me? Because I still don't get it. No one is there versus Kurt Hawkins. Before this match happened, you saw Kurt Hawkins in the back with his staff, which I don't know what the hell that staff is even for. And No Way Jose in the conga line walks by, and he's like just looking there, just shaking his head. We come out, No Way Jose comes out with his conga line. It's obvious where Kurt Hawkins is at even before this match even starts. Kurt Hawkins' music plays. He's nowhere to be found. Next thing you know, one of the guys in the conga line rolls out No Way Jose for a 2 count, and it was Kurt Hawkins. Who didn't see that coming? Fist to the face, 1, 2, 3. Kurt Hawkins loses his 201st match in a row, which again, I don't buy that either as his actual losing streak, but whatever. Sami Zayn is out here with an obstacle course set up because he wants Bobby Lashley to run an obstacle course. Why? Because he wants to perpetuate that, hey, he wasn't in the military, this guy can't even run this obstacle course. And what happens? Bobby Lashley goes out there and runs an obstacle course because it is what it is, and Bobby Lashley is a beast. He did that, he did all this stuff, and it was what it was. He did the rope, like, they were, like, gushing over everything that he did. It's like, oh my god, he's doing a rope climb without his feet. And it's like, he's a guy who has big muscles and a guy who is built like a freak of nature. He's not going to have to be, he doesn't have to do he could do that shit in no time, which he did. And so, of course, Sami Zayn attacked him from behind, which that was typical when you saw that coming. He seemed all proud of himself and everything. Bobby Lashley laid out while Sami Zayn is sitting there floating. So, Sami Zayn, unfortunately, is probably going to get his ass destroyed on Sunday. Men's Fatal 4-Way. This match was a three-part match. First part, Braun Strowman is beating the hell out of each other. Second part, up on the ramp, everybody gets Braun Strowman onto the announce table. Finn Balor and Bobby Roode hold the ladder as Kevin Owens goes up and frog splashes Braun Strowman through the table. Third part of this match is everything else, which was these three having a triple threat match until Braun Strowman gets up finally, angry as can be, beats the hell out of everybody again, Goozles, Kevin Owens, Power Slam, 1, 2, 3, and that was Monday Night Raw, which again was, if you've seen it before, you've seen it again 1,000 times. Moving over to our nice little friends over at Smackdown Live. Smackdown Live started with the Women's Summit, which honestly, when we saw what we saw on Monday Night Raw with the men and the women and Money in the Bank, I was like, oh, we're just going to get 4 women on ladders with Paige in the middle on her own ladder, and we didn't get that. You had all 4 women from the Money in the Bank, and 3 of the 4 sound like robots. Their acting is terrible. They all Lana has her own Lana Day shirt, so if you want to go get your own Happy Lana Day, go right ahead. It's at WWE shop, I'm pretty sure. Also, Lana has finally lost her accent, so that's a good thing, I guess. I mean, why did she have an accent to begin with? As soon as Total Divas started, and she was on Total Divas, as soon as she started on Total Divas, the accent should have went away. Because you see clips all the time, and Lana, CJ Perry, aka Lana, does not use a Russian accent on Total Divas. So, why was she sitting there on Total Divas, talking like a normal person, but on SmackDown and Raw, or wherever they were at, she is using an accent? Can somebody explain that one to me? Well, finally they got rid of the accent, so Lana is no longer Russian accent. She is now just speaking like she usually would. Lana and Naomi start bickering over X, Y, and Z. Charlotte starts bickering then too, sounding like a robot. They all want to win the Money in the Bank. Becky Lynch sounds legit. She is the only one who sounded like she actually cared. She's probably scripted as well, like all the other women, but she sounds like a genuine person. Everyone else just sounds robotic. It's not good. Stop scripting everybody so heavily. Bullet points. It's really simple to cut a promo if you know how to cut a promo with bullet points. All you have to be is like, this person, you go Money in the Bank, these other 3 women, and why you're going to win Money in the Bank. There, done. That's all you need. You just need bullet points. It's ridiculous. They need to stop scripting everybody. The scripting's got to stop. Bullet points is the way to go. The Iconics make their way to the ring and make fools of themselves, as they always do. They are annoying. I didn't like Peyton Royce and Billy Kay back in NXT, but I didn't like them because they weren't good. They were good at what they were doing because I didn't like them because they were annoying. But this is over the top. They come out and they try and do as much. They try and do. Oh, let Peyton Royce just sit there and imitate somebody in a piss poor way, and let's just have these 2 laugh at everybody. And then Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville make their presence known, and then all 4 women from Money in the Bank start brawling with all 4 women from who aren't in Money in the Bank. So Paige makes an 8-woman tag match for later. Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin. Before this match, they showed 2 instances from the same arena, Occupy Raw from 2014, and of course Shelton Benjamin from 2 months ago when he beat Randy Orton, which I honestly thought was going to lead to backlash with Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin challenging Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship, but they didn't do that. I think that was also the last time we saw Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown Live until this past week. Can we please get him his old theme music? He has old theme music before he came back. Why does he have to use this shitty-ass music? Can they not use it because of who wrote it? Is it because the old composer has the rights to it. I don't know, but the music he uses now is awful. This match was pretty good. This match, like, halfway through the match, Daniel Bryan's knee gets dropped on the announce table, and that compromised his knee. Shelton Benjamin tried to work on the knee and tried to get a half Boston Crab tap out. These two, towards the end of the match, guest lock into a half Boston Crab, into the heel hook, and Daniel Bryan makes Shelton Benjamin tap out. There was no attack by Big Cass, which I was surprised. Honestly, was surprised. I thought they would have did that to build towards the match. Then we get into the back and we see Paige with Asuka. And Asuka wants Carmella tonight. Oh, we can't have another. We can't do that tonight, so we're going to make it a 10-woman tag match. Okay. What's nice, I really do like Paige as a general manager. There was a lot of, like, oh, what is she, how well is she going to do with this? She's not really known for being good on the mic. Why would I want to sit there and watch Paige on the mic as the general manager? But she's got this cockiness to her. She is really good at what she does. She is really good at being like, this is my authority. I'm going to do and say what I want, and nobody speaks for me. I'm the general manager. She is really coming into her own as a GM, and it's great because we don't... And another good thing about SmackDown's general manager is that we saw in the opening segment, and we saw for this entire segment, and that was it, on a 2-hour show. Unlike Kurt Angle, who's in the opening segment every single fucking week, and then in 4 or 5 backstage segments. It's ridiculous. This was nice. You only see her once, maybe twice a week. She's not overbearing. It's not overbearing. You're not sitting there and you're like, God, we can't. It's so tired. It's so annoying to see her on there every single episode. This is not too bad. And then there was at least an episode or two that we've had. Well, Shane's out with injury, with his surgery. We don't know when he'll come back. But there was a couple weeks ago where neither one of them was on there. Maybe WWE's Raw should do that. I mean, again, SmackDown shows why a 2-hour show is the superior product over a 3-hour show. She does walk into Miz, who's sitting there acting like a referee. He's counting 1, 2. I'm the referee, and he's like doing all that stuff. And she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just preparing for a new movie." He's lying, of course, to his teeth. He wants to ref Rusev versus Samoa Joe for later in the night, you know, because what happened last week, those two pretty much destroyed him, letting the New Day win their match in that 6-man tag match last week. She does make that match happen. She does make him the special guest referee just to appease him, I guess. Then we had Jerry the King Lawler out on stage. We were in Memphis, Tennessee for this SmackDown Live this week, and he has AJ Styles, and he asked 2 questions. The first was, what made you slap Shinsuke Nakamura so hard that you slapped him as hard as I did Andy Kaufman? He says he got under his skin. Says he lost his cool again. Maybe he needs to apologize. The second question was, "You're gonna apologize?" And like Jerry Lawler has this disgusting look of disgust on his face because he doesn't care for apologies in the wrestling business. So AJ Styles was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna apologize that I didn't knock him out with my fist. We have some unwritten rules, and since he doesn't want to follow them, he will be disciplined, and I will be the last man standing." Short little segment, short, sweet, and to the point. It did what it needed to do. Gave Memphis, Tennessee, the Jerry the King Lawler, giving him something to do. Why they don't do that more often, who knows? Why SmackDown decided to now go with an interview segment on the stage. I know a lot of old school heads will harken back to the days of Mean Gene Okerlund when he used to do that stuff. So it's great to see something different on SmackDown Live. I mean, being in the ring every time they go out there for an interview or a questionnaire, it's the same. You see it on Raw all the time. So having this every so often is a nice touch. It is something different. Will they keep it around for a while? Who knows? Samoa Joe versus Rusev, these two, it was a pretty decent match. Rusev ends up winning with a monster kick after Joe tries to break Miz's fingers because Miz is sitting there trying to... He's pretty much getting in Joe's face. Joe just grabs his fingers, looks like he's going to smash him, and break him. He ends up getting hit with a monster kick, 1, 2, 3, and that was that. Aiden English and Rusev bring a ladder into the ring. Rusev looks to go climb up and get the briefcase. and Miz hits him with a skull-crushing finale. Miz goes up and grabs a briefcase and starts parading around with it. He then goes over to the announce table and says, "This is my contract. I'm going to win this thing." He opens it up and says, "Read it and weep." And he's like gloating and like, "This is going to be mine." And then Byron Saxton shows him the contract in here. There's pancakes. There's flapjacks. And then, of course, he goes over. He's like ripping them. It's like, "Where is it? New Day! New Day!" He has that kind of like, and then we go back to an obviously pre-taped segment of the New Day gloating and laughing and having a hysterical time on The Miz. Obviously this was a pre-taped segment because Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods are all in Los Angeles for E3. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods threw pancakes out before a Fortnite Pro-Am Celebrity Tournament last night. Then, of course, Xavier Woods was in that Pro-Am tournament. So, that was definitely, we'll see what happens. We still don't know who's going to be part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's going to be Big E. It's the obvious pick. I would like to see Xavier Woods. Kofi Kingston's had 6 or 7 chances and has never won one, so it's not like he should have another one. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, pretty, couple of notes here. Jeff Hardy coming out with not face paint, but paint on his neck all the way. And this is the first time, I think, since he's been back that he's actually just come out with the arm sleeves, the cut-up arm sleeves, which I don't know who, I was wondering where he came up with the idea to wear those arm sleeves with the cuts, all the holes in them and everything. And no tank, it was just a tank top. No long sleeve like he's had since he's been back, it feels like. Jeff's back with a problem for this match. Nakamura worked on majority of this match on his back. He goes and hits the Swanton. Could not pin Nakamura right away. Gets a 2 count after Nakamura gets his foot on the rope. Nakamura rolls out of the ring. He comes out, gets Nakamura back into the ring. Goes to hit a twist of fate, but Nakamura low blows him. And Jeff Hardy is your winner. Post-match Kinshasa by Nakamura to Jeff Hardy. Big Cass with another terrible goddamn promo. Comes in and says, "Hey, I just came back from the Memphis County Fair. They paid me $25 large to appear there for the new ride. And I came back I went there, I put on a fake smile, I pretended like I care, then I took my money. And I also took a souvenir. The height requirement for a ride. Or the Crazy Clown ride, I guess." And he's sitting there and saying, when Daniel Bryan wants to come to my level, he's going to be squashed. And I swear, they had to put a sign out, or on the screen it said, "Boo." It said, "Boo this man." Because the entire time he's cutting this promo, the crowd did not give one single fuck. I don't care about Big Cass, and obviously the Memphis crowd didn't either. 10-woman tag match. A couple problems here. First off, you have all 4 of these women who want to sit here and win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And, of course, Asuka wanting to win the women's ladder match, the women's title. The women, the face team wins this match with an Asuka lock on Carmella. She makes her tap. Post-match, all 5 women are hugging each other. I'm sorry. You guys all have you 4, minus Asuka, have a match on Sunday to win the Money in the Bank. Why are you hugging each other? They're hugging Asuka. Then they're all just looking they look at Asuka, they look up, they look at Asuka, they look up, and that's how the show ends. Are you kidding me? You guys are all but Asuka are going for the same prize, and you're sitting here buddying up 5 days before that event. Why? It made no goddamn sense. But that was Smackdown Live, and that was your double review. I know it was a shorter episode than usual, but I will have everything back to working order hopefully next week. But we will be here tonight for NXT review for the Go Home show to take over, which I'm sure will be a great show that will not insult your intelligence, just like SmackDown and Raw like to do. SmackDown had a down show this week. The opening and closing segments of this show were trash. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Were trash. But I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys for NXT tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, hit me up on Twitter and hit that follow button. Find me on twitch.tv/FaZa08. where I'm on every single day, and I will see you guys for NXT Take tonight.